You adore your grandchildren. That's not even a question. You show up. You bring snacks. You stay late. You do everything you can to make them feel loved. And they do feel loved. That part is working perfectly. But here's something most families never talk about. Some of the most loving things grandparents do, things that come from the purest place, can quietly create friction with the kids, with their parents, sometimes even with you. Not because the love is wrong. The love is never wrong, just because of how it shows up. In this video, we're going to walk through 5 really common grandparent moments, things that happen in almost every family, and we're going to look at what's actually going on underneath the surface. And more importantly, what tiny shift makes all the difference. If any of these sounds familiar, that's not a red flag. That's proof you're paying attention, and that you care enough to want things to be even better. Let's get into it. Before we jump in, here's why this actually matters more than most people think. Grandparents aren't just extra adults in a child's life. They're a different kind of relationship, one that kids instinctively treat as special, safe, and separate from everyday rules. That means the things you say and do land differently than when mom or dad says them. And because of that, grandparent involvement doesn't just affect the grandkids, it affects the whole family system. When grandparents and parents are aligned, kids feel secure. When the signals are mixed, even slightly, kids feel it. And they start to navigate instead of just be. None of that is intentional. None of it is your fault. But knowing it gives you real power, the power to make that already beautiful relationship even stronger. Here are the 5 patterns we see come up again and again. Point 1. Overgiving. You give them a little too much, and it quietly shifts things. Okay, first one. And this one is everywhere. Candy before dinner. A toy at every visit. A little extra money slipped into their pocket, every single time. And look, watching a child's face light up when you give them something? That feeling is real. That joy is mutual. You're not wrong for wanting to create it. But here's what happens quietly over time. At home, their parents have certain rules. No sweets before meals. We don't just buy toys on a random Tuesday. There's a reason for those rules. Not because the parents are strict, but because kids actually feel safer when limits are consistent. When those rules work everywhere except at grandma's house, kids don't just enjoy the exception. They start to learn the exception. They learn that rules are flexible, that if they push a little or ask the right person, the answer can change. And then mom and dad are dealing with that at home, and they can't always explain why, but something feels harder. So what's the fix? It doesn't mean stop giving. It means pause before you give and ask yourself, what would mom or dad say right now? And if you're not sure, genuinely ask. A quick text. Is it okay if I grab them a treat today? That one question does more for family harmony than you might imagine. Or get creative with how you give. Instead of candy before dinner, you bring their favorite snack for after. Instead of a toy every visit, you make one visit a month a special pick something out day. The love is still fully there. It just works with the family instead of around it. Point 2. Undermining parents in front of the kids. The throwaway comment that actually carries a lot of weight. This one is harder to talk about, but it's the one that matters most. Picture this. Your grandchild is upset. Maybe they got in trouble. Maybe mom raised her voice. The child comes to you teary, looking for comfort, and you say something like, "Oh, I don't know why she gets so upset about that. Your dad was the same way when he was little. Don't worry about it. I think mommy was being a little hard on you, sweetheart." You're protecting them. You're being their safe person. That instinct is beautiful. But here's what's happening in that little brain. Children build their sense of security on the adults around them being a team. When the 2 most important authority figures in their lives, their parent and their grandparent, send different signals, children don't think grandma is right and mom is wrong. They think, I don't know who to listen to. I don't know what's real. That confusion doesn't just stay in the moment. It chips away at how seriously they take their parents' words over time. And it puts you in an impossible position because you become the easy adult, which sounds nice, but actually makes your influence smaller, not bigger. So what do you do instead? You can still be their comfort. You absolutely should be. Just keep the comfort about them, not about the parent. Instead of, I don't know why Daddy got so upset about that. Try. That sounds like it was really hard. You okay? You're still their soft place to land. You're still their person. You've just left the parent's authority completely intact. And that actually makes everyone's relationship stronger. Point 3. Using mom or dad as a threat. I'm going to tell your mother. And what it accidentally teaches. This one comes out almost automatically. The kids are getting wild. Someone's not listening. You've said it 3 times. And then, completely naturally, it comes out. If you don't stop that, I'm telling your mom. Keep it up, and I'm calling your dad. It works in the moment, right? They usually stop. Or at least pause. But let's look at what you just accidentally communicated. You told your grandchild that you, the person they're with right now, are not the authority in this situation. That your words only matter if they're backed up by someone else. And you've introduced a little note of tension into what should be their safest space. Over time, kids who hear this often start doing something subtle but significant. They start self-censoring with you. They stop telling you when something went wrong. They stop being fully themselves because this place, Grandma's house, Grandpa's house, has conditions now. It's still safe, but it's monitored safe. And you don't want that. That's not the relationship you're building. Here's the simple swap. You don't need backup. You're the adult in the room. Hey, we don't do that here. That's not okay with me. Short, calm, clear, no threats, no borrowed authority. That's actually more powerful because it comes from you directly, and it tells your grandchild, I have standards too. This relationship has respect in it, and they respond to that more than you'd think. Point 4. Doing everything for them. The helping that accidentally gets in the way. This one is pure love. There's no other way to describe it. You see them struggling with their shoes and you just do it. You see them trying to pour their juice and you take over before it spills. You pack up their bag, you find their jacket, you clear their plate, because watching them struggle is uncomfortable, and you can do it for them. So why wouldn't you? Here's the thing. Struggle is actually where capability gets built. When a child tries something hard and figures it out, even partially, something happens in their brain and in their sense of self. They get a little bit of I can do hard things. That's not just nice to have. That's the foundation of confidence, resilience, and independence. Every time we step in before they've had the chance to try, we take that moment away. Not maliciously, obviously, but the effect is the same. And over time, kids who are consistently helped before they struggle start to reach for adults immediately when anything feels hard. They stop trusting themselves to figure things out. What to try instead? Just wait a little longer than feels comfortable. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. Watch what they do with it. And if they genuinely need help, ask first. Do you want some help with that, or do you want to try? That one question is a game changer, because it gives them agency. And when they say, I want to try, even if they struggle, you watch them grow right in front of you. When they do get it, you did that yourself. Look at that. Say it out loud. Make it real. You're not helping less. You're helping better. Point 5. Pushing old school wisdom at the wrong time. Your experience is genuinely valuable, but the delivery changes everything. Last one, and this one is the most nuanced. You have decades of experience raising children. You've seen things work and things fail. You know things that new parents are still figuring out. And sometimes, Honestly, you're right. But there's a difference between your wisdom being a gift and your wisdom being a pressure. When a parent is in the middle of a moment with their child and you step in with, "Well, when I was raising your father, we always," or "Kids today are just two," or "You really should be making them." Even if the advice is genuinely good, the timing creates friction. Because the parent is already navigating something. Adding a second layer of input in that moment doesn't feel like support. It feels like a verdict, and kids pick up on that tension immediately. They sense the disagreement without understanding it, and it creates low-level stress that doesn't have anywhere to go. The adjustment here isn't about going silent. Your experience is real, and it matters. It's about when you offer it. The magic is waiting to be asked, or waiting for a quiet, calm moment to say, "Can I share something that worked for me?" No pressure at all. That framing turns your wisdom from a correction into an offering. And parents receive it completely differently when they're not in the middle of a moment. You shift from feeling like a critic to feeling like a resource. And that's the relationship every parent wishes they had with their own parents. So there they are. 5 patterns. 5 small shifts. And here's what I really want you to take from this. Not one of these 5 things comes from a bad place. Not one. They all come from love. From wanting to give, wanting to protect, wanting to share what you know. The love is right. It's always been right. It's just about finding the form that the whole family can feel. Kids, parents, and you. Because here's what no one can replace. The way a grandchild feels when they walk through your door and everything slows down. The way you see them, not as a problem to manage, but as a person to delight in. The stories you carry. The patience you have. The way you make them feel like the most important person in the world without even trying. That's not something a parent can duplicate. That's something only you can give. And when the relationship works well, when everyone feels supported, seen, and on the same team, that is the thing they'll carry their whole lives. Thanks so much for watching. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who loves their grandkids. And if you have a story about a moment that turned out better than expected, drop it in the comments. We'd genuinely love to read it. See you in the next one.